America Park in Detroit. Welcome to the broadcast booth, bringing you Reds baseball from Great American Ballpark with the Cowboy, Jeff Brantley. I'm Tommy Thrall, Dave Yitty Armbruster, keeping us in line here in Cincinnati, in our broadcast headquarters, if you will. Cowboy pitching matchup here in the first game. Ronnie Garcia gets the ball for the Tigers. He goes against Anthony DeSclafani. We've seen a little bit of Ronnie Garcia. He pitched kind of in an exhibition game here at Great American Ballpark. You won't find it in any stat lines because it was after the game was officially over. The Reds were winning going into the bottom of the ninth inning. He came out to get some work in. So we've kind of seen him once, but this is a different story for a guy that hasn't really pitched much above Double-A except for his start on Tuesday.
Yeah, I think when you look at Garcia, and this is not Brian Garcia, this is Ronnie Garcia. I mean, big right-handed Dominican pitcher, throws the ball hard. He's increased his velocity over the last couple of years, but he's 22 years old. This is the Detroit Tigers is not his native organization. He is a Rule 5 pick from the Yankees organization. He pinched in Trenton and A-ball last year, and there's a little difference in coming to the big leagues because it's not that you can't perform here, it's that when you make mistakes, they usually hurt you rough. And that's exactly what happened to him in his first ball game against the Royals when the Tigers played them and came in the ball game. It looked like he was pitching just fine and ran into a bit of trouble, ended up giving up some home runs, and that's just part of it. He's going to probably work as much as he can on trying to keep the ball in the strike zone, challenge the strike zone. I think the Reds will get a lot of fastballs early. Let's hope they're ready for it.
One of the things that we've noticed when guys come to the big leagues is it seems like one of the hardest parts is just finishing off hitters. Is that something that's just what would you attribute something like that to, and is that something you would expect from a guy like Garcia today? Are the Reds going to try to elevate his pitch count?
I think finishing off hitters, the difficult part with that when you come from the minor leagues is you're seeing the names on the back of the jerseys that you've been watching on television or you've heard about in stat lines. So immediately you say to yourself, all right, I've got to throw my best pitch. And you show that really good slider or that really good fastball early in the count. Well, a lot of these hitters up here, they can foul that pitch off, and the more times that they see it, the better off that they are. There's really not a pitch in the big leagues that a lot of these guys can't hit. It's just the mental part of the give and take, fastball, slider, and trying to win the mental battle up here, especially the more times that you have been at this level. And when you're young, you don't quite understand that yet.
It is still very cloudy in Detroit. The good news is the rain seems to be gone, and the Tigers are on the field now, finishing up their warm-up tosses as Ronnie Garcia gets the ball for Detroit today. Here's again that lineup for the Reds that David Bell will run out today. More on Joey Votto being out of the lineup. He was a late scratch. More on that coming up. Shogo Akiyama will lead off and play left field. Hitting second is the right fielder, Nick Castellanos. Mike Moustakas will play second base and hit third. Eugenio Suarez at third base bats fourth. Hitting fifth, the designated hitter, Jesse Winker. Nick Senzel's in center hitting sixth, with Josh Van Meter playing first today, hitting seventh. Batting eighth, the shortstop, Freddie Galvis, and Tucker Barnhart will catch and hit ninth. It's the Reds and the Tigers. Hope you like it from Comerica Park in Detroit here on the Reds Radio Network. Let's play today's first pitch presented by Belterra Park Cincinnati, a Cincy kind of place. Visit belterrapark.com. Digging in to get it started is Shogo Akiyama. Garcia into his windup, and the first pitch of the game is taken high and outside for ball one. 2:16, the time of first pitch. And the 1-0 to Akiyama misses off the plate outside, and he is quickly ahead in the count. 2 balls and no strikes. Akiyama 4 for 19. That's a .211 average. No homers, an RBI for him, and now he swings and misses at a fastball up.
Yeah, you'd like to see the Reds. There's going to be a limited amount of pitches for Ronnie Garcia today. You'd like to see the Reds be able to work that pitch count early.
And a swing and a miss and a fastball at the top of the zone. And from 2-0, it's now an even 2-ball, 2-strike count. The 2-2 pitch misses way too high, and that'll fill up the count 3-2. A little chilly in Detroit for August 2nd. The wind by Garcia, the payoff pitch, and Akiyama, the good at bat, he takes outside, ball 4.
As a matter of fact, today's Temp Star game time temperature would be 73 degrees, similar to what we have here in Cincinnati today. Get complete home comfort with an energy-saving, high-efficiency Temp Star heating and cooling system. Find your local Temp Star dealer at tempstar.com. Temp Star, quality you can feel.
That'll bring up Nick Castellanos. And Castellanos extended his hit streak to 7 games with his 5th inning double. And Castellanos takes up and away, ball 1. Of course, that was Friday night. The Reds did not play yesterday. The game time was moved up from a 6:10 start up to 1:10, and then the skies opened up in Detroit. The game was unable to be played. The pitch, and Castellanos rips this one high in the air, deep left center field. That's way back there, and it is gone. A 2-run home run for Nick Castellanos, and the Reds are on top 2-0.
Did not wait around long for that fastball. The first one he sees, he crushes. Got to feel good going back to Detroit and pulling that rabbit out of the hat.
No question. And he extends the hit streak in doing so to 8 games. And that one very well struck. 410 feet from home plate to left center. 2-0 Redlegs. And that'll bring up Mike Moustakas. And Moustakas takes a fastball outside. He was held hitless Friday night, went 0 for 4. I'm sure the Reds are ready to get into a little bit of a rhythm. The pitch down and in. Yesterday marked the second time in 3 days that they'd had a rainout. And, of course, that's on the heels of a big win against the Cubs in the wrap-up of that series. And you thought, well, maybe that could give them a little momentum moving forward. They swung the bats well in that game, and then the final of that series was washed out. Played the first game, lost to the Tigers 7-2 Friday, and then washed out again yesterday. And Moustakas takes a strike on the outside corner. It's 2-1 now on the Red second baseman.
I think the biggest issue for a lot of clubs starting the season is getting a run on the board early. That way you can relax and not have to put so much pressure to try to score, especially as the game advances and the other team puts a run on the board. Then you feel that pressure even more so. Get those couple of runs early, you can relax, and everybody just gets up there, sees it, and hits it.
The 3-1 to Moustakas, and this was a fastball, middle of the zone. He hits it high and pretty deep to center, but playable. Jacoby Jones is there. He'll make the catch, and Moustakas is the first out of the first inning. If you're just joining us, the Reds are out to an early 2-run advantage on a Nick Castellanos 2-run home run to left center field. Here is Eugenio Suarez. The average does not look good for Suarez, just 2 for 25. That's 080 right now, but he does have a couple of RBIs, and he has started to look better at the plate. The pitch to Suarez is a fastball taken down, 1-0. Suarez had his first hit of the year in the second game of that Cubs series. Suarez dropped a double down the right field line in his final at bat. Now he takes a fastball outside, and that, of course, was on Tuesday. Then on Wednesday, Suarez came through, drew a walk, and a big 2-run single in the 5th. The pitch. And Suarez grounds this one right to the third baseman. Candelario fields and throws out Suarez at first. 2 men are out, and that'll bring up Jesse Winker. Just a reminder, again, this is just a 7-inning game, so that'll be a little different feel. And that, as far as the Tigers are concerned, they could look at that as a benefit, having a guy like Garcia on the mound. He just went 3 in his first game, and they are probably treating him like an opener. The pitch, a strike to Winker over the outside corner. It's 0-1. So that could really save their bullpen a great deal. Meanwhile, David Bell talking about it from his standpoint as well, thinking, hey, I've got DeSclafani going game 1. Trevor Bauer will go game 2. And now a strike to Winker over the outside corner. He's quickly behind 0-2. There's a chance that you could get long starts and possibly complete games out of both of those guys. Now, it's the first start of the year for DeSclafani, so he'd have to be very efficient. The 0-2 pitch to Winker. And it's strike 3 called. Fastball at the top of the zone. He's punched out looking, and the inning is over. But the Reds get a 2-run home run from Nick Castellanos. And it's the Reds 2, Tigers coming up on the Cincinnati Bell. Reds radio.
You're listening to News Radio 700, WLW.
Reds and Tigers, bottom of the first inning. It's 2-0 Reds, and the first pitch from Anthony DeSclafani of 2020 is a strike right down the middle to Nico Goodrum. Goodrum hitting 192, a home run, 3 RBIs. DeSclafani missed his first start. Here's the 0-1 pitch, and he popped him up. Shallow. Well, it's actually going to stay on the infield, and it'll be the second baseman, Mike Moustakas, to take charge and make the catch on the shortstop side of second, back edge of the infield dirt, and Goodrum is out number 1. But DeSclafani started the season on the IL. Problem in the back of his shoulder, but it was very minor. He didn't expect to miss more than 1 start. That's exactly what happened. He's back in the rotation now and ready to go, coming off an excellent 2019 season and looking to build on that after making 31 starts, posting a sub-4 ERA. And the pitch is over the inside corner, quickly 0-1 on Jonathan Schoop, who's hitting 300 in the early going. He has 3 homers and 7 RBIs, and DeSclafani delivers. Schoop sends one in the air, right center field. On the run, Senzel, and a running catch, reaching out in the right center field alley to make the play.
Nice running catch by Senzel. He had a good bit of territory to cover, but the key on this ball was the first step by Senzel. Took that lateral step right away, and it's one of those things for Nick. You're starting to see him get better jumps, just getting more comfortable in center field. And I know he had just about a full year under his belt last year, but it seems the more that he's out there, the better jumps he gets.
Now Miguel Cabrera, and the first pitch to Cabrera is a breaking ball in the dirt outside for ball 1. Cabrera held hitless on Friday night with a couple of strikeouts. His season average at 133 right now, but 3 homers. He's knocked in 4. Nobody on, 2 outs. Reds up 2-0 early, and the pitch to Cabrera. He swings at a fastball and fouls it out of play right side. Whenever Reds pitchers strike out 11 or more batters in any game this season, La Rosa's will donate $1,000 to the Reds Community Fund. It's not free pizza, but La Rosa's wants to continue to show support and help the great work the Reds Community Fund does to improve the lives of youth throughout Reds country. DeSclafani's pitch. Fastball in. Cabrera swings at it, sends a fly to center. Senzel's there. He'll make the catch, and it's a very quick 1-2-3 first for Anthony DeSclafani. In game 1 of a historic doubleheader at Comerica Park in Detroit. And it's historic in that going all the way back to 1900, there has never been a doubleheader in which both games were scheduled to be 7 innings. Here's Nick Senzel, and the first pitch to him is a called strike. Now, there was, as you don't remember, back in 1912, a doubleheader in which neither game went 9 innings, but they were both scheduled to go 9. And Senzel takes down and away. So the count is even now at 1 ball and 1 strike on Senzel.
Yeah, you hear a lot of this that used to be in the college game, the doubleheaders on Saturdays or doubleheaders in college that are scheduled 7 innings. Never happen in the big leagues.
First time ever. And they've been playing Major League Baseball for a minute. The pitch. Senzel takes down and away. He's ahead in the count here. 3 balls and a strike. Senzel swung the bat well on Friday. Had a double and a run scored. He has been a welcome addition back in the lineup. Now Senzel swings a fastball on the outside corner and fouls it back. Counts full 3-2. Senzel had a couple of hits Wednesday night against the Cubs. In fact, he homered a solo shot in the 5th, then doubled later in the game back in the 7th inning. Doubled and scored in the 5th inning Friday. The pitch. Senzel jammed by that fastball, but lucky to get a piece of it. Fouls it off at the plate to stay alive. Still a full count.
Yeah, Garcia has a little bit of a 3/4 delivery. He's trying to pitch up in the zone, but when he pitches up, the ball is running flat, and it seems like the Reds are starting to get some better swings at it as the count goes on in the at-bats. First swing, it seems like they take it or not quite on it, and as the at-bat goes along, better swings.
Senzel fouls the pitch away. Still a full count, 3-2. It's holding. Right-handed hitter, right-handed pitcher. Garcia steps back, winds, fires. The pitch is ripped on a line to left, sinking quickly, but coming on in a hurry is Christian Stewart to make the sliding catch. And Senzel is the first out of the second inning. Reds fans at Kroger, it's easy to place your order online and pick up at the store. Try it today at Kroger.com.
Senzel hit that ball awfully well, hit it right on the barrel. If he'd got a little more top spin, he probably had himself a base hit. Good play by Stewart.
Josh Van Meter looking for his first hit of the season. He stands in now. Van Meter slotted in at first base and placed in the 7 hole with everybody else moving up a spot in the order when Joey Votto was scratched before the game today. Here's the pitch to Van Meter, and he takes a strike. Barely caught the outside corner, and it's 0-1 on Josh Van Meter. Garcia steps back into his wind. Now the 0-1 pitch. Van Meter swings the pitch away and sends a fly to left. Stewart came in and had to leap at the last minute to make the catch. He almost overran it.
That would have been an ugly misjudgment of a fly ball. And you're right. Stewart came charging in and then realized the ball was a little higher than what he had anticipated.
So now 2 outs. If you're listening today on your car or truck radio, please remember to buckle your safety belt. This message brought to you by the Ohio Department of Public Safety. If you're not buckled up, what's holding you back? Freddie Galvis at the plate. Couple of home runs already on the season for Galvis. He's driven in 5. First pitch misses up and away. Ball 1. Galvis has his season average right now at 208 through the very early going. Garcia winds. He deals the 1-0 pitch. Galvis swings through fastball on the outside corner. And it's 1-1. As we mentioned, Ronnie Garcia, a Rule 5 selection from the Yankees. At first, it didn't look like that Garcia would have a spot on this Tigers team, but some guys missed some time and went on the injured list. Spots opened up, and now here he is. That pitch went about 50 feet. He buried it out in front of home plate. I think that bounced before it got to the home plate dirt. Breaking ball.
He had thrown a breaking ball earlier, and it just spun outside. Looked like that one he was really trying to get that one down in the zone.
Misses down and into Galvis. And Freddie's ahead in the count. 3 balls and a strike. Nobody on. 2 outs. Reds are up 2-0 as we play in the top of the second inning. Garcia into his windup. The 3-1 pitch. And Galvis swings at a fastball in and pops it foul out of play. Count runs full, 3-2. Talking about the Joey Votto scratch, Bobby Nightingale reporting on that before the game today. Here's the payoff pitch, and Galvis takes down and in. Ball 4. Votto has been placed on the injured list, but no injured list designation on that. And so you can kind of read between the lines a little bit on that situation. But Bobby Nightingale reporting that he was experiencing symptoms, Votto was this morning. Here's the pitch to Barnhart, and this is ripped to center field, sinking quickly, and that will fall in front of Jacoby Jones. So Barnhart just pulled his hands in, got the barrel to it, and drops a little flare out into center field.
Yeah, I think the issue with a lot of guys right now, they're being told if they have any kind of cough, it don't even have to have a fever. If you got a cough, headache, or you're not feeling good, you're supposed to put that on the checklist for Major League Baseball. Well, even one symptom, they pop you right into the COVID protocol, and then you're missing a ball game or 2 or 3, even if you test negative.
Yeah, keep in mind the Moustakas and Zell are reportedly never even a positive test there. The pitch is outside to Shogo Akiyama, and the count is 1-0 on Akiyama. And you can go on that IL under the COVID protocol for a litany of reasons. The 1-0 pitch. And this is fouled away.
Yeah, I would imagine that there have already been some players getting a bit frustrated with that, because if you don't report it, you end up, as the Marlins are, with 15-plus guys that have test positive because you've given it to your teammates. And then if you err on the side of caution, then you're missing 3 ball games with a headache. And then you feel like, well, I let my team down because I didn't play in this short season.
It's just such a tough situation, but David Bell has been very adamant. He would rather his guys err on the side of caution. Two and one on Akiyama. The pitch. And he takes a strike over the outside corner. That seems to be a rather liberal outside corner. It's called by home plate umpire Larry Vanover today. Two balls, 2 strikes on Akiyama. 2 on with 2 out. Reds are up by 2 in the second. Fouled away. 2's everywhere.
It looked like Akiyama made contact with that ball as he was coming out of the box. It was up and in, as you mentioned. I'm not sure Akiyama knew where the ball had gone to. He was taking off, didn't realize the ball had gone that far foul.
Still a 2-ball, 2-strike count. Time called. Larry Vanover out from behind the home plate. He's got a little different mask, Larry Vanover does. He's actually got a plastic covering over the face guard bars on his umpire's mask. We've seen some of the umpires wearing the surgical style mask. The 2-2 pitch. And a swing and a miss. A fastball up and away. Akiyama's down on strikes, and the Reds are done in the second. A walk and a single, but both are stranded. And we head to the home second.
Well, we have the answer. Frisch's now has 8 big boys to choose from. And if that's not enough, we have 3 words. Crinkle cut fries. See you soon.
Crinkle cut fries from Frisch's Big Boy. Sounds good, but maybe you're in the mood for something on the sweet side. Try our new Fiona Berry pancakes and berry cake to support the Cincinnati Zoo. Did we mention extra purple sprinkles and cream? Because it's kind of worth mentioning. We will see you soon.
C.J. Crone leads off the Tigers' second inning. Reds are up 2-0, and Crone swings at the 1-0 pitch and fouls it away right side. And it's now even. 1 ball, 1 strike. Crone hitting at 185. Couple of homers, 4 RBIs for Crone. This is a Tigers team. You got to watch the long ball on them, even though they play in a very pitcher-friendly Comerica Park. They can hit some home runs, 15 of them. And Crone takes a fastball up too high. Checks his swing on a peel down to first. Reds fans, find a retailer near you and play Ohio Lottery scratch-offs and scratch your way to victory with the Reds this season. Crone swings the fastball in, hits a soft liner up the middle. Mike Moustakas is right there behind the bag to make the catch. That's out number 1. And that brings us to trivia time, fans. It's time for the Cincinnati Bell trivia question of the game. Text the word vote along with your answer of A, B, or C to 66128 for your chance to win a pair of tickets to the Reds Hall of Fame and Museum. Brought to you by Cincinnati Bell, powering your connected life. In 1972, the Tigers won the first division title in franchise history, capturing the American League East with an 86-70 record. What former Reds player managed the Tigers to that division crown? And the first pitch is a strike at the knee, so it's 0-1 now on Christian Stewart. And now the 0-1, line to left, and right there is Akiyama for out number 2. Was it A, Alex Gramis, B, Billy Martin, or C, Mayo Smith? Alex Gramis, Billy Martin, or Mayo Smith?
Which one is Gramis? A?
A.
That's who I'm taking.
Okay. 1972. Victor Reyes up there now, and the pitch is a good breaking ball.
That was
plopped
nasty.
right in there.
That had some serious bite to it.
DeSclafani winds. He deals the 0-1 pitch. Check swing foul off to the left. And quickly, DeSclafani's ahead in the count. No balls, 2 strikes. And that was really a bailout for Reyes because that pitch was way up and out of the zone. DeSclafani fortunate that Reyes made contact. Of course, it was intended to be up. I don't know about that much. Tucker Barnhart threw the signs behind the plate, and DeSclafani back in there with the 0-2 pitch, and it's a breaking ball in the dirt inside, 1-2.
Yeah, that's that fastball that you throw up and in, and the batter checks his swing, and the back of the bat comes around just enough to make contact foul with the baseball.
1 ball, 2 strikes the count. DeSclafani threw the signs, and now, tired of waiting, Victor Reyes asked for time. DeSclafani will back off the mound, reach down, grab some dirt, reset. Reds employ the shift. Freddie Galvis is playing way over in the hole on the right side of the bag at second, and it'll be hit his way. Ground ball, weakly hit. Galvis has to charge it. Fields on the edge of the dirt, throws out Reyes. Another 1-2-3 inning for Anthony DeSclafani. Reds still lead 2-0.
And it just so happens that Castellanos will be the first batter as we begin this third inning of play. Starter Ronnie Garcia, the right-hander, on the mound. And a first pitch fastball misses off the outside corner, 1-0. Here to Castellanos. Castellanos got a fastball up, and he hit it into the left field bullpen out in left center field. Breaking ball off the outside corner. That's the best breaking ball that Garcia has thrown yet, but it was outside, and it's 2-0. It'll be Castellanos, Moustakas, and Eugenio Suarez here in the third for the Reds. Another breaking ball, and this time it's called a strike. And immediately Castellanos cocks his head to the left as if to say, whatever. 2 ball, 1 strike count. And back is Garcia. Strike 2, fastball right over the outside edge, and that got plenty of play. 2 ball, 2 strike count. And Garcia turns it loose. Ground ball foul down the third baseline. Looked like it caught the Tigers' dugout over that way. Count remains 2-2. Can't imagine that Garcia has a whole lot of pitches to throw on this day, simply because he was ticketed for the bullpen, not a starting rotation spot. Fastball lifted high into the air, into right field. Going back, Reyes looks up, kiss that baby goodbye. 2 home runs and 2 at-bats for Nick Castellanos. Welcome back to Detroit, young man. 3-0 Reds.
Doubling his home run total for the season, his first 2 at-bats, giving him 4 on the year. And, you know, that's one of the things you really like about Castellanos. First of all, the second strike he got in the at-bat was really not a pitch he wanted to do anything with. So he laid off that, and then with 2 strikes, still got a fastball in, brought his hands in, took it the other way, and that's an inside-out opposite field home run.
Well, it seems as though Nick Castellanos has made it a short day for Ronnie Garcia. Castellanos responsible for all 3 Reds runs. We've got a new pitcher coming on, and we'll tell you all about it when we come back here on the Cincinnati Bell Reds Radio Network. Left-hander Tyler Alexander will come out of the bullpen for the Tigers as he takes over for Ronnie Garcia. We did not expect Garcia to be around long, but Alexander the Reds have seen twice, as a matter of fact. Once in the 2-game exhibition here at Great American Ballpark, and then saw him again in Game 2 of the regular season. And he allowed home runs in both of those ball games as he goes to work here against Mike Moustakas. First pitch outside, next pitch out there as well. 2 balls and no strikes, back-to-back fastballs well off the outside corner to the left-handed hitting Moustakas. 2 ball, no strike count. Reds leading here early 3-0, courtesy of Nick Castellanos. And there's a strike, a fastball right down Broadway from Alexander. Castellanos with home runs in the first and now here in the third. Alexander kicks and deals. Breaking ball, swing and a miss. Good pitch down and away from Moustakas. And the Reds' second baseman a bit out in front of that one. Alexander working with Austin Romine behind the plate. And the lefty comes to the set. And another breaking ball, and he gets Moustakas off the outside edge, one down. So he comes in, Alexander does, throwing strikes. Now a Eugenio Suarez, and this is the benefit of the Reds' new lineup, having Castellanos, then a left-hander between him and Moustakas, and then you bring Suarez to the plate. And with the way things are going now, as Alexander throws strike one over the outside corner, if you're a left-handed specialist, you've got to face lefties and righties. It's a 3-batter minimum here in 2020. And a changeup for strike two, and so far, Alexander does not appear anything bothering him at all. No ball, 2-strike count here to Eugenio Suarez, who is 0 for 1, a ground ball to third. And he takes strike three call right over the outside corner, 2 down, back-to-back strikeouts from Alexander as he burst out of that Tiger bullpen. 2 down for Jesse Winker. Winker struck out looking his first at bat. That was the final out of the first inning. I did not expect Winker to get off to a slow start, which he has. Swing and a miss. Breaking ball in the dirt. Winker way out in front for strike one. But as much work and as well as Winker was swinging the bat, not only in spring training in Arizona, but also in summer camp, just hadn't quite clicked yet for him. Swing and a miss. Another breaking ball, and Winker underneath it. Over the top of the first breaking ball, underneath that breaking ball. Either way, it's a no ball, 2-strike count here to Jesse Winker. 2 down in the inning as Alexander tries to strike out all 3 batters he faces, and he does. A third breaking ball in the dirt. Winker swings right over the top of it. So Tyler Alexander does his job. He holds the Reds right there. 3-0 Redlegs. Bottom of 3 coming up here in Detroit on the Cincinnati Bell Reds Radio Network.
Extra innings with Dan Horde after the game on News Radio 700 WLW.
Anthony DeSclafani will go back to work. He's retired 6 in a row through the first 2 innings here in this Tiger lineup. And it'll be Jeimer Candelario, Austin Romine, and Jacoby Jones, 7, 8, and 9 here against DeSclafani. First pitch, first swinging down the right field line, and that's into the corner. Castellanos giving chase, and that's going to be extra bases for Reyes, and he is heading on to third. The throw from the relay man, Galvis, not nearly in time. And Candelario has himself a 3-base hit, and that is his first hit of the year. It didn't seem like it was that bad of a pitch as it came to the plate. It was up and in. A diving effort by Van Meter, but that ball was smoked. Actually, the ball started up and in and ran back over the middle of the plate. But Candelario, he wasted no time. He was heading to third as the ball hit the padding down the right field line. Here's Romine. Tapper foul at home plate. Now you go back to game 1 of this series. The 7, 8, and 9 batters, as you and I talked about, Tommy, they hit everything pitchers threw up there. And whether it be Luis Castillo or whoever came in after him, Stewart, Romine, and Jacoby Jones, they were on fire. 4 of the Tigers' runs came from that spot. A line drive off the leg of DeSclafani. He will recover quickly in time to throw out Romine, and time is called. Looked like it caught DeSclafani in the meat of his right hamstring, and Tucker Barnhart out, and DeSclafani waves him off as if to say, I'm all right.
Is there a spot as a pitcher that's better to get hit? I mean, obviously you don't want to get hit in the shin, but.
Well, if you get hit in the meat of the leg or in the buttocks, it's not so bad. You don't want to get hit in the back or in the arm or the head.
Were you one of those guys where if there's a line drive coming back up the middle, you'll stick out the bare hand just out of instinct?
No chance.
Okay, good.
I learned that the hard way in college.
So you were at one point that guy.
Yeah, well, I mean, going to Mississippi State, I'd always played shortstop. I went there as a shortstop. I mean, catching the ball was that's just what you did. But not when you're on the mound. You turn around like I used to do in a Reds uniform. Get it, Barry. Get it. Breaking ball, strike one over the outside corner here to Jacoby Jones. This guy's hitting in the number 9 spot, folks. He is 11 for 26 coming into this ball game. He's only walked one time. He's hitting at a .423 clip, 3 home runs and 7 RBIs, and he is up there hacking. And he fouls this one back behind home plate. And DeSclafani quickly ahead in the count, no balls and 2 strikes.
He's got to be wondering what it takes to move up in the lineup, but either that or he's just really happy to be where he's at because he is smoking right now.
He is swinging way upstairs as DeSclafani tries to get Jones to chase one above the zone. He did not do it. And a 1-ball, 2-strike count. Jones, right-handed batter, waiting, and the breaking ball is in the dirt, and he takes that. Hey, and not only is Jones hitting the ball, but he must be seeing it rather well because he had no ideas of swinging at the high fastball nor that low breaking ball. And the count now even as Barnhart gives the sign. He's going to set on the outside corner. The pitch from DeSclafani, and his tapper headed towards the shortstop Galvis. He has it, throws to first, and staying at third base is Candelario, 2 down.
Well, David Bell brought the infield in, even though the Reds are up 3-0, and there's that runner at third base. Went ahead and rolled the dice, had the infield in. If the infield's back, that ball wasn't hit hard, so that would have allowed the runner to score, but because Galvis was playing in at the cut of the grass, made a nice pickup, and there was no chance to come home with it.
Yeah, on the line drive that hit off of DeSclafani, Candelario had to freeze because it was a line drive. That ball is a high chopper. It's right at Galvis, and there's no way Candelario scores there. Here's Nico Goodrum. Breaking ball misses down and in, and the Tigers shortstop will take that for ball 1. So DeSclafani trying to work around a leadoff triple, and that is no easy task. DeSclafani back to the belt, the kick, the pitch, and a breaking ball misses just a bit down and in. I thought he had strike 1 there. Reds really play Goodrum to the pull side, and with good reason. We have seen Goodrum really try to pull the ball, and that one almost pulls his shoulder out of joint. A fastball up and in. He's lucky to get out of the way of that. 2-0 pitch. You really, as a hitter, trying to dig in and get something you can drive, and you get a fastball up around your throat. 3-0 pitch. And that will catch the outside corner for strike 1. 3 balls and a strike here to Nico Goodrum. Goodrum popped out in his first at bat, but this at bat he has taken DeSclafani a bit further in the count. Reds righty sets and deals. Breaking ball, cannot check his swing as Goodrum goes around and the count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Here to the Tigers shortstop. Jonathan Scope waits on deck, but DeSclafani trying to end it right here. 3-0 Reds, and DeSclafani trying to keep it that way. The pitch. Strike 3 called. Fastball right over the inside corner, and Goodrum takes it after being ahead 3-0. Nice job of pitching by DeSclafani. Reds lead this one 3-0.
Against Tyler Alexander, who came in for Ronnie Garcia, and Alexander just struck out Moustakas, Suarez, and Winker That was in back of Nick Castellanos' second home run of the afternoon, and both of them against Garcia, who started this game for the Tigers. Garcia went 2+, allowed 3 runs on 3 hits, couple of walks, and he struck out 2. Of the hits he allowed, 2 of them were the home runs. Now the pitch to Senzel. He's first ball swinging and fouls it away right side. Strike 1 on Nick Senzel. He hit the ball hard his first time up, line to left. He's been looking pretty good at the plate over the last couple of ball games. The 0-1 pitch. Backdoor breaking ball and a beauty from Alexander. Caught the outside edge to the right-handed hitting Senzel.
That's a tough pitch to pull the trigger on. It never approached the strike zone until the last second. It looked like it was in the left-handed hitter's batter's box.
It's 0-2. The pitch in the dirt. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Count on Senzel. The left-hander Alexander sights the sign. He's ready. And the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Got him to go after a fastball up and out of the zone. Senzel strikes out, and that's 4 straight for Tyler Alexander. Hey, Reds fans, create great dishes this season for family and friends with JTM's beef and chicken Philly kits. I'll get it right one day. Find these game day favorites in your grocer's freezer. JTM Food Group celebrating 40 years of providing great dishes to all of Reds country.
Tongue twister.
It shouldn't be, but it is. Josh Van Meter bats for the second time today, and he swings the first pitch, fouls it back, strike 1. Boy, Alexander's just going out there. He is on the attack.
He's pumping it.
26-year-old left-hander, 6'2", 200 pounds. Drafted out of TCU. He was actually drafted twice by the Tigers. Signed the second time. Alexander deals, and Van Meter fouls it away. He's quickly behind, no balls and 2 strikes.
Well, the benefits for Alexander is he's able to move his fastball both sides and breaking ball both sides. So you can't really gear up for one pitch. As you saw with that breaking ball on the 0-1 pitch to Senzel, it never looked like a strike until the very last second. It just snapped over the outside corner.
Signal given. Alexander straightens. The high hold, the pitch. Strike 3 called right at the knees. And he locks up Josh Van Meter. That's 5 straight strikeouts for Tyler Alexander as he gets ready to work against Freddie Galvis. Mentioned he was drafted twice. The Tigers took him in the 23rd round out of high school. He went to Carroll High School in Southlake, Texas. Then he turned that down and went on to play collegiately at TCU, and that's when the Tigers got him as a second-round pick in 2015. He took that deal. Signed after that selection, as you would expect. Now Freddie Galvis takes outside, ball 1. But
Southlake, is that what you said?
Southlake, yep.
That's a sweet high school. I used to live by that when I pitched in Texas for the Rangers my last year.
They're one of those with that huge football stadium. The pitch to Galvis, strike at the knees. Of course, a lot of them have those now.
Big football stadium. The thing that I remember is they had a huge, and I mean huge, aquatic center.
No
high
kidding.
School aquatic center. It looked like a college aquatic center.
1-1, swing and a miss, and Galvis loses the bat. It goes flying on top of the Tigers' third base dugout.
Well, the only problem with that is nobody can reach it.
No,
there's nobody up there.
The dugout roofs here at Comerica Park are massive, and the net actually is at the halfway point of the dugout top, and the bat is resting right at the base of the net. So I don't know how anybody's going to get to it. The 1-2 pitch. Swing, and he chipped his bat that time, fouling one right off the end. Galvis took a look at it. Guess he assessed the damage and realized it was okay.
Just a little chip.
That's fine. Just a little nick won't impact the integrity of the bat, apparently. 1-2, the pitch. In the dirt, 2 balls, 2 strikes. You saw that too, right?
I did. But I think as a hitter, you lose one bat, you think, all right, no big deal, I'll get another one. The very next pitch, you don't want to have to get another bat. I mean, you're going to take some serious abuse for that when you get back to the dugout.
The 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball down. Galvis swings and fights it off, fouling one off to the left.
Dude, you went through 3 bats in 3 pitches. You hit much?
Yeah, that's pitcher-like stuff there.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
You heard that?
He lived for that, man.
The 2-2 in the dirt, and the count's full 3-2.
You notice Alexander trying to make that breaking ball a little better than what it normally should be because of the fact that Galvis is fouling off his other breaking balls. And he's gotten himself into a full count now.
The payoff. Galvis swings and misses. Another good one.
Good.
Down and in. How about 6 strikeouts against 6 hitters for Tyler Alexander since coming on in the third? Reds still lead at 3-0. Middle of the fourth on the Cincinnati Bell, Reds Radio Network.
Bill Cunningham, thank goodness. There's only one tomorrow at 12 noon on 700 WLW.
Reds are on top. It's 3-0. The Tigers coming to bat here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Anthony DeSclafani has been awfully tough on these Tiger hitters. They only have 1 base runner, and that was Jeimer Candelario, who led off the third with a triple. And first ball swinging here in the fourth. It's Jonathan Scope. Grounds one to third. Gloved by Suarez near the line. He throws in time. Scope is out number 1. Let's revisit that Cincinnati Bell trivia question from today. We're trying to figure out who managed the Tigers that won the first division title in franchise history back in 1972. They went 86-70. It was a former Reds player that managed that team. Was it Alex Grammas, Billy Martin, or Mayo Smith? And now Cabrera takes a strike over the outside corner. You went with A.
Alex Grammas.
You sticking with that?
I am.
You've not changed your answer yet, I don't believe.
Well, I will sometimes if I think it's wrong.
This is a line drive right to Galvis at short, who was playing in shallow left.
There have been some quick outs in this ball game for DeSclafani.
And he is really working efficiently right now. He's thrown only 34 pitches. The correct answer, I'll give you one more chance to change it. B, Billy Martin.
Is it really?
Yeah. Reds primary second baseman in 1960. Martin managed the Tigers from 71 to 73. The Tigers lost to the A's in 3 games. Actually lost 3 games to 2 in the 72 ALCS.
Well, you win some, you lose some.
And lately it's rained a lot.
Yeah, it's been raining.
Here is C.J. Cron, and Cron takes 2 high. 1 ball, 1 strike on Cron. He lined out the second baseman, Moustakas, his first time up today. Well, we thought DeSclafani, if he was going to have a chance to go 7 in this game, would have to be efficient, and this ball is smoked. Left field and deep down the line, and it is a fair ball. And that is a solo home run for C.J. Cron. It is his 3rd home run of the year. And David Bell wants to come out and discuss this. And he's out there to chat about it before C.J. Cron even gets around the bases. And the umpires are coming together already.
I think Cron realizes the ball was fouled to begin with.
Yeah,
He's
he grabbed
already
his
asked
bat.
for his bat.
Yeah. So it was ruled fair. And make that David Arackley is the third base umpire who made the call. And we can already see that that ball was foul. And it frankly was not that close. And now the umpires, they're not even going to review it. They've gotten together. They've decided foul ball. And C.J. Cron will be back in there. So no home run. Wipe that off the board. Cron got to do his home run trot, though. And no argument from the Tigers either. That's how you know that there was no doubt.
Sometimes you just miss it.
Here's the pitch to Crone. And it's a fastball away, and he fouls it away, right side. And C.J. Crone's behind the count. It's a ball and 2 strikes. Nobody on. 2 men are out. Reds are up 3-0. Tigers batting in the 4th. DeSclafani into his windup and his pitch. And Crone again fouls it back. Get new recipe ideas at lauraslean.com. All natural with no added hormones or antibiotics. Laura's Lean is the official beef of your Cincinnati Reds.
There's no doubt that Crone has big power. We saw that in the limited time the Tigers were here in town. But he's got a lot of swing and miss with that big power. You just have to find that spot.
The 1-2 pitch. And it's a ground ball rolled to the left side. Galvis gloves, throws in time, and the inning is over. Tigers down in order again for the 3rd time in 4 innings. We go to the 5th, back to the Cowboy.
Reds leading this one as we head to the top of the 5th inning here in Detroit. Courtesy of 2 home runs by Nick Castellanos. A 2-run home run in the 1st by Castellanos and a solo shot to begin the 3rd. And Castellanos will be up 3rd here in this inning as Tucker Barnhart begins things. It'll be Barnhart, Akiyama, and the aforementioned Castellanos. 3-0 Reds. A 7-inning ball game followed by, yes, another 7-inning ball game. Doubleheader here today in Detroit, and the Reds are going to try to sweep 2 of these bad boys. First pitch breaking ball off the outside corner by Tyler Alexander, and Alexander has been exceptional since coming out of the Tiger bullpen. He has struck out 6 consecutive Reds. The pitch, and that'll hit the outside corner. 90-mile-an-hour fastball right on the money. 1 ball, 1 strike count here to Barnhart. Tucker a single his first time up, and trying to get aboard to start things here in the 5th. Fouls that one off to the left side, out of play. A breaking ball down and away from Barnhart. Romine gives the fastball over the outside edge. He'll sit up out there. Really low target, and the fastball right on the edge for strike 3. That is now 7 in a row retired by Tyler Alexander via the strikeout. He has put the fastball in a good spot. And his breaking ball has been exceptional as well. 1 down for Shogo Akiyama as Akiyama bats for the 3rd time here in this ball game. And he takes the fastball upstairs, strike 1. Akiyama walked and scored on the 2-run shot by Castellanos in the 1st. Struck out for the final out in the 2nd. So Akiyama 0 for 1 on the afternoon. And Alexander turns it loose. Breaking ball. Strike 2 right off the outside edge. A big, big strike zone here on this afternoon. And it has gone both ways for both DeSclafani and the Tiger left-hander. 0-2 to Akiyama. And that one will bounce up there. A nice stop by Romine. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Akiyama, the big bend backwards as he waits on the left-hander Alexander. Pitch. And strike 3 called right down Broadway. 8 strikeouts in a row for Tyler Alexander. 2 down. Well, Barnhart has 1 of the Reds' 3 hits. Castellanos, as I mentioned earlier, has the other 2, and both of those were long far ones. And I'm sure that David Bell is hoping to do it again. 3-0 ball game. And Castellanos steps in for his 3rd at bat. Breaking ball down low. 1 ball, no strike count.
He's got a little bit of that Gary Sheffield bat rap and waggle, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. Not quite the violence in the movement of the bat as we saw with Sheffield. But he's definitely got it coming over the top of the helmet. And a changeup misses downstairs. 2 balls and no strikes here to Castellanos. The thing you have to like about Castellanos is before he even gets in the box, he looks like he's going to get a hit. And a backdoor breaking ball. That'll catch the outside corner. Nice pitch from Alexander for strike 1. 2 ball, 1 strike count. There's been quite a session on strikeouts so far for Tyler Alexander. 8 in a row he has punched out. Swing and a miss. Changeup. And you could see Castellanos look out with a bit of a smile on his face to Alexander as if to say, good pitch. That'll even the count. 2-2 now to the big fella. And Alexander trying to strike out the side for the 3rd consecutive inning. Here he comes. Swing and a miss, and he struck out Nick Castellanos, and they both look at each other with quite the smile. But Tyler Alexander has been terrific here on this afternoon, coming in relief. Anthony DeSclafani back to the hill with a 3-0 lead. And he will face Kristen Stewart. First pitch misses inside. 1 ball, no strike count. Barnhart sets away. The pitch misses off the outside corner, a changeup. And it's 2-0 now to Stewart. Stewart, Reyes, Candelario due up for the Tigers. Candelario possessing the only Tiger hit thus far, as that changeup misses in the dirt. And it's a 3 ball, no strike count to the leadoff batter, Kristen Stewart. The pitch from DeSclafani, a strike over the inside corner. Good fastball right on the money. 3 ball, 1 strike count. DeSclafani has been working rather rapidly. And that one pulled foul, a breaking ball inside, and Stewart all over it, but out in front. And now the count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Left-handed batter is Stewart. Line drive in his first at bat out to left field. Chokes up ever so slightly as he steps back in with 2 strikes. Reds straight up in the outfield. They play Stewart to pull on the infield per normal. And a jam shot into right center field. That's a base hit. Caught it right off the label, but Stewart on it enough to get the second hit of the ball game, his first hit. And he's a leadoff base runner for Victor Reyes. DeSclafani able to work around a leadoff triple that came in the 3rd inning as he retired the next 3 batters. Now he will have to work around a leadoff single to try to keep the Tigers off the board. 3-0 Reds at the moment. We're in the bottom of the 5th here in Detroit. The first game of this doubleheader, 7-inning doubleheader. 7 innings on both sides. DeSclafani misses down and in, 1-0. Reyes, a left-handed batter as well, as he waits on DeSclafani. A long look in by DeSclafani at this point in time. The pitch and a swing and a miss. Good changeup right over the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Barnhart sets inside. The pitch, fastball upstairs, swing and a miss. Strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strike count. DeSclafani with the changeup away. He comes straight up and in with a fastball, and tardy on it is the left-hander Reyes. back with a pitch. Swing and a miss, and he struck him out. A breaking ball right in the heart of the plate. And Reyes swings right over the top of it for the first out in the inning. One down.
This is the second strikeout of the day for Anthony DeSclafani, but well, he's been going right after these guys. And even after the leadoff triple in the third, he didn't lose any aggression. He still kept going right after those Tigers hitters and worked around that big time.
Yeah, no flinch. Here's Jeimer Candelario. He had that triple, and he pulls this one foul down the first baseline. Well, Candelario looks like he is really trying to pull the ball. Anything that approaches the plate, he is spinning.
How do you work around that?
You either come way in hard or you're very soft away. Try to stay away from that middle of the road pitch. No ball, one strike count. Barnhart almost standing up behind the plate, and it's a fastball upstairs, and DeSclafani does not get the call. Evens a count at a ball and a strike.
Well, I think they were hoping to get the swing from Candelario, too. That was a good pitch. It's right where Barnhart wanted it.
Barnhart, quick look behind Candelario as he checks out Stewart at first. Change up, misses down and away. And it's a 2-ball, 1-strike count. There have not been many hits in this ball game thus far. 3 for the Reds, 2 for the Tigers. Reds leading 3-0. The pitch, and it's right at the top of the strike zone this time for DeSclafani. And Candelario backing out of the box, shaking his head left and right as if to say that's not a strike. But it appeared to catch the very top inside corner of the strike zone. 2-ball, 2-strike count. DeSclafani at the belt. The pitch. Swing and a foul down the first baseline. And again, Candelario on that breaking ball, but out in front. Triple the first time for Candelario, right over the first base bag, past a diving Josh Van Meter, who is playing first base today for the Reds with Votto out. The pitch upstairs, and it's just out of the strike zone, and the count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes here to Jeimer Candelario. Kristen Stewart with a leadoff single, still standing at first base. A 1-out coming on the strikeout of Victor Reyes. DeSclafani checks Stewart once, now back to the belt, the pitch to the plate, and again pulled foul. Another breaking ball, and this time Stewart running. Candelario in his starts here at Great American Ballpark, he had a lot of swing and miss. And right now he is getting the barrel to the ball, but he is pulling everything down the first baseline foul. But a tough at bat here for the Tiger third baseman. He'll call time, step out of the box. Windmills the bat a couple of times. Now Barnhart will set inside. Pitch. Pop foul to the left side, out of play. A fastball started in and ran back over the top of the strike zone. And Kristen Stewart seems to be set on running with each one of these 3-2 pitches. One down here in the Tiger fifth. Tigers trailing the Reds 3-0 here in this one. DeSclafani so far has been awfully good. But a tough at bat by Candelario here. Another 3-2 pitch coming. Stewart takes off, and this one looped over the second baseman into right field. That's a base hit. Here comes Castellanos. He'll flip it back in, and now the Tigers with a little noise. Runners now at first and third base. Candelario with his second base hit of the afternoon. And here's Austin Romine.
And again, another ball that wasn't hit hard. I mean, that was in. Candelario pulled his hands in, hit it off the label, and just barely muscled it over the right side of the infield.
Not where DeSclafani wanted that pitch. He wanted it down and away. And you could see Barnhart, as the pitch was coming plateward, he started to reach back towards the hitter. And once he started back over the plate, that's where the ball ended up over the plate. Lucas Sims begins to throw in the Reds bullpen. And it doesn't appear as though DeSclafani is laboring by any stretch of the imagination. He's still been quite crisp with velocity and break on the breaking ball. He just got that one over the plate. Here's Romine. Swing and a miss. Good breaking balls. It snaps right off the outside corner. Strike one. Well, Romine hit a line drive off the leg of DeSclafani, and DeSclafani scrambled to it to throw him out in his first at bat. I'm sure DeSclafani would love to have a double play ball here. Popped up high into the air to the right side. Going out, Moustakas. He's calling for it, and he's got it. 2 down. Stewart will have to stay right where he's at third. Candelario likewise at first base.
Like you said, you would have loved to have had a double play there out of Romine so you didn't have to deal with Jacoby Jones with guys
right
on base.
Jacoby Jones, even though he grounded to shortstop in his first at bat, you look at the numbers and you think, whatever this guy's eating in the morning, it's working, because everything he hits has been a screamer. 11 for 27. He's only walked 1 time. He's hit 3 doubles, so any ball that's close to the zone, he is hacking. But DeSclafani needs him for the final out here in the 5th. Hanging breaking ball up and out of the strike zone, 1-0.
National League teams aren't used to seeing 423 out of the number 9 hole.
No kidding.
Well, frankly, nobody is.
Jones slightly open stance. DeSclafani eyeballing first and third. Pitch to the plate. Swing and a miss. Jones trying to get after that fastball, and he swings right over the top of a breaking ball in the dirt. That was a bit of guessing there by Jones. He was guessing 1-0 fastball, trying to get the bat out there. He did, and he got the breaking ball. 1 ball, 1 strike count. DeSclafani back to the plate. Fastball, jam shot, pop up, right side. Here comes Castellanos. He's got it, and the inning is over. Another couple of runners stranded by DeSclafani. Reds lead 3-0 as we head to the 6th. Tommy's back here on the Cincinnati Bell Reds Radio Network.
Reds come to bat in the 6th inning, leading this 3-0 over the Tigers, but Tyler Alexander returns the mound for Detroit, and he has struck out 9 in a row. That goes all the way back to when he entered this game in the 30s. He's faced 9, and he's fanned them all. 9 consecutive strikeouts by Reds hitters. That is a Reds team record. And the pitch is a strike called over the outside corner to Mike Moustakas. So I was not laughing at the Reds offense. Laughing at the clumsy guy that just made his way back to his seat. Moustakas fouls it away, left side. Graceful re-entry to the booth.
I'll be all right. At least I didn't hit my head.
That's true. 0-2 here on Moustakas. 3-0 Reds. We're in the top of the 6th. Reminder, this is a 7-inning game, the pitch. And it is taken low, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Still looking to confirm, but it is believed that 10 consecutive strikeouts by a pitcher is a major league record. The left-hander delivers, and Moustakas fouls it away.
Whatever this guy's throwing, they may ought to think about starting him with what he's looked like today.
I was thinking the same thing after he finished off the 5th. I mean, he has been outstanding, and they may still have a need for some starting pitching help. Alexander, shrug of the shoulders, the pitch. and it's inside, and it hits Moustakas on the hand. Boy, he is in a lot of pain as he shakes his hand out, walking over toward the Reds dugout before he rounds out towards first. But he'll get checked out. David Bell going out to take a look. Tomas Vera out there as well, the Reds athletic trainer. Oh, it didn't get him on the hand. Excuse me. Got him on the arm. Got him on the forearm between the wrist and elbow. And that will break up the string of strikeouts. We'll also bring up Eugenio Suarez with one on and nobody out. Tyler Alexander, though, to this point has been dealing. Left-hander out of the Detroit bullpen.
And it's not as though he's been throwing the ball 100 miles an hour with a breaking ball to go with it. He's just been spotting his fastball, 91 to 93, but the breaking ball has been awfully good. He just moves the ball around on both sides of the plate.
Eugenio Suarez is grounded to third and struck out, and Mike Moustakas is going to come out of the game. So Travis Jankowski is in to run for Moustakas at first. And a check to first on Jankowski. He's back safely. Boy, that's the last thing not only the Reds, but Mike Moustakas wanted to have happen.
This may be as much preventative to allow him to play in the second game as anything else.
Yeah, you certainly hope that that's the case. Here's the pitch to Suarez, and it is taken off the outside corner ball. It's 1-0 now on Suarez, but he just gets back in there, and players, staff talked about how valuable he is just having him around the team, talking about Mike Moustakas. Matt Davidson's in the on-deck circle to bat for Winker. Here's the pitch to Suarez, and that's a called strike over the outside corner. Well thrown by Alexander. The count is even 1-1.
Well, Moustakas was the first strikeout for Alexander as he had went on this run, and he is also the first batter to reach.
Check to first on Jankowski, who goes stepping back to the bag. Understandably, Tyler Alexander is very worried about Travis Jankowski over at first base. He has great speed, and it is not a secret, and he's not afraid to run either. Jankowski does have one stolen base in his only attempt. The pitch. Suarez fouls it away. 1-2 on the Red third baseman.
It's like Carson Fulmer, the new right-hander for the Tigers. They picked him up on waivers from the Chicago White Sox. That's not to be confused with Michael Fulmer, who was supposed to start yesterday.
The pitch to Suarez. Swinging a foul again, right side, out of play. Fastball up and in, and Suarez inside out of that.
Better swings right now from Suarez than what we've seen. Not pulling off the ball, driving his hands back through the zone.
Left-handed pitcher, right-handed hitter. Suarez waiting. The pitch, and a swing and a miss. He chased a bad one there, down and out of the zone. And Suarez is down on strikes. That's 10 strikeouts for Alexander. All 10 outs since he has entered this game have been strikeouts. The only base runner, the hit by pitch of Moustakas. Jankowski's running for him at first, and now Matt Davidson will come off the bench and hit for Jesse Winker.
That's a pretty good changeup right there. That ball started out over the plate, and by the time Suarez began his swing, the ball just fell into the dirt.
Alexander, a high hold. The check to first on Jankowski, steps back to the bag. Runner at first, one out. Reds are leading at 3-0, batting in the sixth. High hold. Alexander again checks on Jankowski. He's taking off. The throw's high. Throw to second. And out at second is Jankowski. I thought maybe he got in there under the tag because the throw to second was high. But out is the call. And Alexander picks him off first, and he's caught stealing.
Yeah, Jankowski was going on first move, and had it not been for a quick throw by C.J. Crone, they probably would have had him. The throw was high, and it looked like Jankowski thought that he got his hand in there.
I think the Reds thought so, too. They're going to make the umpires take a look. So David Bell wants to challenge this.
I mean, Crone got to it, got to the ball quickly, stepped off the bag. He got inside the runner and got rid of the ball quick. The only problem was the throw was high, and Jankowski was going on first move.
And he is fast, too. I mean, he can fly. It's close. The question is, and this is where I have an issue with the rule, is as he's sliding into the bag and going over the bag, does his arm come off and his body at some point hovering over the base and not touching the base at all times, which really isn't in the spirit of the rule. But we'll see what the umpires review here. I still can't tell if he's in there ahead of the tag. I mean, it is bang, bang at second base.
If he's safe, it's by a fingertip. And he may have made it.
I think he did. The last look we had, Nico Goodrum stepped right in front of the bag, and we can't see it. So, very tough to tell. This may take him a while. See, by the time you see there on that angle, by the time Scope gets the tag down, it looks like Jankowski's arm is on the back side of the bag. With you, I think safe, but I just don't know that there's conclusive evidence.
Evidently, they're having issues on the replay side. That just shows you how close this play is.
They're going to go ahead and let Alexander get a couple of tosses in here as he waits for a decision to be made. Again, this season, Western and Southern Financial Group wants to strike out cancer all season long. Every time a Reds pitcher strikes out an opposing batter, Western and Southern will make a donation to the Barrett Cancer Center. As Western and Southern says, when it comes to fighting cancer, we're all in this together. And they are going to stick with the out call. That will go down as a caught stealing. It goes 1, 3, 4.
6. Goodrum took that.
Oh, I thought that was Scope that took the throw. 2 outs, and here's Davidson. Davidson takes a strike over the outside corner. It's 0-1. And Fulmer continues to get ready for the Tigers. Alexander sets, delivers to Davidson, and the pitch is way inside a ball, and the count is even 1-1.
Davidson moves that bat around a little bit as well.
You ain't kidding. You look for that as a pitcher. Is there anything you can take from that?
No, because some guys move it around a lot, and then as you deliver the ball, their hands set in a certain spot. I'm more concerned about what that swing looks like when they're making contact and where the ball goes on the certain side of the plate that I'm throwing to.
Davidson, by the way, hitless so far in just 3 at-bats. The pitch. Breaking ball is off the outside edge. Keep in mind, he was just reinstated from the injured list.
You were right. It was Jonathan Scope.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
We'll get Yid to document that. The pitch to Davidson. That's fouled away.
It won't be the first time I mess it up. I can assure you of that.
I'm just not used to hearing I'm right. That's a rare occasion. Three balls, 2 strikes on Matt Davidson. Bases are empty, 2 are out. We're in the top of the 6th inning, and the Reds are up 3-0. The pitch. And a breaking ball stayed away. And Davidson draws the 2-out walk. Ron Gardenhire out of the Tiger dugout. So that would lead you to believe that Tyler Alexander's afternoon is done, although it doesn't get much better than what he turned in today out of that Tiger bullpen. So Ron Gardenhire makes his way to the mound. He will take the ball from Alexander, give him a nice pat, and go to Carson Fulmer. Pitching change made in the sixth with 1 on and 2 out. Reds leading it 3-0 on the Cincinnati Bell Reds Radio Network.
Nick Senzel coming to the plate. 4 years, parts of 4 years, I guess you could say, in a White Sox uniform. The former first-round pick. He was the 8th overall pick back in June of 2015 for the White Sox. And he was taken off the roster not too long ago, and the Tigers pounced on it.
26-year-old right-hander delivers to Nick Senzel, swings the first pitch and hits a sharp ground ball through the left side. That's a base hit. Aristides Aquino in running at first base will move up to second. And the Reds have 2 on with 2 out. Aquino running for Matt Davidson at first. And Nick Senzel wasting no time greeting Fulmer with that ground ball base hit. So the Reds have runners at first and second, and Josh Van Meter at the plate. Right-handed pitcher Fulmer. He delivers, and it is in the dirt off the catcher Romine. It will deflect over by the Reds' first base dugout. Both runners are up 90 feet, and now a Josh Van Meter base hit would net the Reds 2 runs. Both Aquino and Senzel run well. Or a wild pitch would get the Reds another run. Cincinnati's leading at 3-0 behind Anthony DeSclafani, who has been awfully tough on Tiger hitters this afternoon. They have just 3 hits against him. He has a couple of strikeouts. But he's been outstanding. Reds trying to give him a little more support. Van Meter swings and fouls the 1-0 pitch away.
With Fulmer with a very violent delivery. I can still remember him pitching for the Vanderbilt Commodores back in college, and you looked at his delivery and the way that he threw the ball, and you thought, surely the professional ranks will smooth him out. Now, that has not happened.
Fulmer has the sign, the right-hander to the plate, and it's a breaking ball in the dirt. Van Meter takes. Now he's ahead in the count. 2 balls and a strike. The numbers at Vanderbilt were awfully gaudy. 23-3. His ERA was sub-2 in his time there. So it's no secret what the White Sox liked in him. The pitch is a called strike over the inside corner to Van Meter. It's 2-2. Second and third, 2 outs. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Josh Van Meter, who gets the start at first base today. A very gray, dreary day in downtown Detroit. The 2-2 pitch in the dirt. Another breaking ball. A good block by Romine. I think that one might have got him in the tenders. He is down in pain, and now he'll get up and walk around a little bit. He tries to collect himself. That's a tough guy back there, Austin Romine, and he seems to be a guy that is really relishing an opportunity to play every day. Now it's starting to rain again in Detroit. It got pretty dark and pretty quickly at Comerica Park.
Yeah, I think they knew that it was going to be a bit of a drizzle, a little bit of rain. I don't think that it's anything that you couldn't play through. Of course, forecasting the weather right now, not real good in Detroit.
And the 3-2 pitch, swing and a miss, down on strikes Van Meter, and the inning is over. The Reds strand 2, and we head to the home 6th.
Extra innings with Dan Horde after the game on News Radio 700 WLW.
Let's make some changes. First of all, they will go to the bullpen and bring on right-hander Lucas Sims. Sims coming on for the 4th time here in 2020. He's pitched 3 1/3 innings. He is not allowed a run, walked 1, struck out 5. And not only will the Reds bring on Lucas Sims, but they will also bring Kyle Farmer off the bench. He will play second base, replacing Mike Moustakas.
A lot to like about Anthony DeSclafani in his 2020 debut today. DeSclafani, 5 shutout innings, just 3 hits allowed. He struck out 2. And he threw only 64 pitches. Of those, 46 were strikes. And Lucas Sims deals a first pitch strike to Nico Goodrum, leading off the Detroit 6. The Reds are on top, 3-0. Sims comes set. Now he's back in there with the 0-1 pitch, and that's a breaking ball and a beauty over the outside corner, called strike, and he is quickly ahead of Goodrum. 0-2. Sims has been very effective out of the Reds bullpen so far. And David Bell may use him. Could have the option of using him over the last 2 innings. The pitch, and this is hit in the air to left, moving toward the line and back on it is Akiyama. He'll make the catch shy of the warning track in pretty deep left field. So that's out number 1. And it's time to ask the booth. You get to ask the hard-hitting in-game questions by tweeting at Reds Radio Booth, presented by CBTS. And keeping an eye on the Twitter machine today, there have been some good questions that have come in. But Sam Morrison has a very pertinent question, and that is there a break between games or a start time, or will it be right after the first? First pitch is a strike over the outside edge, and it's 0-1. I think as near as we can tell, it's about a 30-minute break.
That would be my guess. The only time you have a big break is if it's a day-night doubleheader.
Swing and a miss, and a fastball up and in. Quickly 0-2 now on Jonathan Scope.
It's supposed to be the 30-minute break, but you never know with the rain that has begun to fall.
Yeah, that weather could be a different story. Swing and a miss. Jonathan Scope's down on strikes, 2 gone. And that'll bring up Miguel Cabrera. If you'd like to ask the booth, tweet at Reds Radio Booth. Thanks to CBTS, proud technology partner of the Cincinnati Reds. Miguel Cabrera is flied to center and lined to short as he stands in now against Sims. And it is raining at Comerica Park in Detroit. Now, it's hard to tell how hard it's raining, but it's coming down. The pitch to Cabrera, and that's a good breaking ball that just missed a little bit low. 1-0. Sims through the signs is ready. His pitch, and that's a fastball up and in on Cabrera. 2 balls and no strikes. Suarez very deep at third. Galvis playing shallow left against the right-handed hitting Cabrera. Josh Van Meter's way off the bag at first, and Kyle Farmer shading toward the middle and in the outfield grass. Only 2 infielders on the infield dirt, and Cabrera lines one still over the head of Galvis that falls in front of the left fielder Akiyama for a 2-out single. One on, 2 out for C.J. Cron. He has lined to second and grounded to short. Cron bats with 1 on and 2 men out. The Reds up 3-0 with the Tigers hitting in the 6th. First game of this historic doubleheader, the first ever scheduled 7-inning doubleheader in Major League history. Now Cabrera will get lifted for a pinch runner.
That does not look like Travis DeMerit.
No,
that's who we saw the last time we witnessed a pinch runner.
Pitch misses down and away for ball 1 to C.J. Cron. Straight up and down stance, slightly open for Cron. Sims delivers a fastball off the inside corner. Delwell Lugo is the runner now at first base. Another check on Lugo over there. He's back in safely with a head-first dive. Sims gets the sign, now delivers, and the pitch is a fastball taken high. It starts to brighten up a little bit in Detroit. Sims way behind here on Crone 3-0 the pitch, and he just pours a fastball. Nothing fancy there, right down the middle, a strike called. Right-handed pitcher. Right-handed hitter. Sims delivers the 3-1. Crone fouls it away, and that was a good pitch from Sims. A fastball bearing in on the hands of C.J. Crone, and he fights it off. The count's full 3-2. That'll give Lugo a head start at first. I was starting to say earlier, you could possibly envision Sims staying in for the last two, but it would be a save situation, and you could go to Raisel Iglesias for the seventh if it remains a 3-run game or less. The pitch, and that's down and away, ball 4, and C.J. Crone draws the walk. And we've talked about trying to get Iglesias in. You'd like to get him in a save situation, which he has not pitched in yet. And now Derek Johnson's going to pop out of the Reds dugout. If you're in David Bell's shoes, how do you handle that situation? Do you try to give Iglesias, if it's a 3-run lead in the 7th, that opportunity?
Oh, there's no doubt about it. I think that if Iglesias is your closer, and I think that is the case, then if it's a save situation, then he's in the ball game. Because if you don't do that, then you've got way more issues on your hand to deal with than just not being able to get outs when it's a tie game or if your team has a big lead or a deficit.
And worth noting that those are two very different scenarios than save situations, especially as it pertains to Iglesias. And he is up now in the Reds bullpen. So Raisel Iglesias getting ready in a hurry after that visit from Derek Johnson. A runner on at first, a man at second, 2 outs, 6th inning, Reds up 3. But the tying run is at the plate, and it's Christian Stewart, the pitch. Breaking ball from Sims, misses down.
Sims was very aggressive with Goodrum and Scope at the plate. He worked around the strike zone a little too much there to Cabrera, and he did the same to C.J. Crone. You get 2 quick outs, you got to slam the hammer down.
1-0, the pitch in, and Stewart pulls it foul outside of first. Left-handed hitter up there against Lucas Sims. Victor Reyes waiting to bat next. Sims has the sign. He sets. Now he deals, and the pitch is fouled away. Reds fan split the pot tickets are now available online with a new jackpot for every Reds series. Support the Reds Community Fund, and you could be a winner. Raffle tickets are available. Reds5050.com. Must be 18 and older and in the state of Ohio to purchase. Double barrel action in the Tiger bullpen.
Jimenez and Buck Farmer up. That hit him.
That's up and in. Yep, got him in the back elbow or back arm. And Christian Stewart hit by the pitch. And with 2 outs, the Tigers have loaded the bases, and the tying run is at first. Now the go-ahead run is at the plate. And it's Victor Reyes. David Bell sticking with Sims. The Reds will load up the right side of the infield against Sims. Farmer's in shallow right. Van Meter back deep at first. Guarding the line. Galvis shading toward the middle. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Reds up 3-0, sixth inning, the pitch, and it's popped up. Foul and back out of play. Quickly 0-1 the count on Victor Reyes. Now the Tigers are going to use a pinch runner at first base. Travis DeMerit will go in and run for Christian Stewart. Nothing in 1 the count on Reyes. Now the plate umpire making sure he's got everything in line here and all the proper paperwork has been filed. So the battle for the Ohio Cup Monday through Thursday when your Cincinnati Reds take on the Cleveland Indians. Tune into the Reds Radio Network as your Redlegs march to take the Central. For game times and additional information, visit Reds.com. Ron Gardenhire going through things with home plate umpire Larry Vanover. It was probably a little unnerving for Ron Gardenhire seeing the home plate umpire and crew chief Larry Vanover go over there and make sure he had everything right. But I'm sure as a manager in that situation, you think, oh no, what went wrong here? Bases are loaded, 2 outs, 0-1 the count. Back to work, the pitch. Swinging a fly ball. Hit in the air, right center field, playable. Over, it is the right fielder Castellanos, and it hits off his glove. Senzel's there to pick it up on the warning track, but 3 runs will score, and the Tigers have tied this up. 3 apiece. Castellanos got to it. He was slowing as he arrived, and it just hit off the tip of his glove. And that might be a 3-base error on the red right fielder, which ties this game up.
That is a spot that you could see the communication going back and forth with Senzel and Castellanos. That is a ball that Senzel has to catch all day, every day. Senzel would have been camped under that ball. Castellanos was drifting. Castellanos called off Senzel, and Senzel backed away. When you're the center fielder, you take every single ball you can get to, even if you're in right field to get it. That's your job.
And David Bell is out of the first base dugout. Pitching change being made with a runner at third and 2 outs. And this game is now all tied up at 3 apiece on the Cincinnati Bell Reds Radio Network.
Iglesias trying to keep the score right where it's at. 3-run score on the error by Castellanos. And that is a ball that, if you have a couple of experienced outfielders out there, the communication is smooth as silk because the wind is blowing out of left field. The ball started in right center and continued to carry back towards Senzel. Castellanos called the ball initially, but if you're the center fielder, you're the captain of the field. You call off the shortstop, you call off the other outfielders. It didn't happen. The ball goes to the wall off the glove of Castellanos. 3-run score, and we're tied.
And that will be an E9. Reyes ends up all the way at third base on that error. And here is Jeimer Candelario, and he takes a first pitch fastball at the top of the zone for strike 1 from Raisel Iglesias. Candelario's had a good afternoon. He has tripled and singled. Of course, both of those hits were against Red starter Anthony DeSclafani, who will now get a no decision in this game. Iglesias delivers, and the pitch is down and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. Runner at third still is Sims' responsibility, and this inning was compounded. The error is the big play, but it was set up by a hit by pitch and a walk down and away. And now 2 balls and a strike.
That's a spot that Lucas Sims is not normally used to pitching in. Normally that's either Garrett or Lorenzen, but because of the issues that the Reds have had with Lorenzen at the back end, the Reds go to Sims.
2-1. Candelario started to offer to pitch up Did not. He checked his swing.
And I would say this, Tommy, if Raisel Iglesias had come out of the chute throwing the ball in a normal closer mode, he probably would have been in the ball game when Kristen Stewart was hit. But instead, he was not. And you should have had the third out, but you didn't.
Strike called over the outside corner. A generous strike at that over the outside edge. Full count now, 3-2. Runner at third's the go-ahead run. 2 outs. Bottom of the 6th inning. Iglesias comes set. The pitch. Swinging a fly ball, right field, down the line, foul, out of play. The Reds will have Galvis, Barnhart, and Akiyama due up in the 7th.
Candelario has proved to be a tough out here today. He's got a triple and a single already in this ball game. He put his team on top with a hit here.
Iglesias delivers, and it's pulled foul on the ground outside of first. Count remains full, 3-2. His third inning triple snapped an 0 for 17 for Candelario to start the season. You mentioned the swing and miss that he's had. Well, he had struck out 9 times in those first 17 at-bats. Iglesias hoping for the 10th. The payoff pitch. And time had been called right as Iglesias delivered a filthy slider. And Tucker Barnhart is fuming behind the plate. And I think they're going to call a balk. So that's going to be a balk, and that is going to force in the go-ahead run. And now they're sending, well, for a moment, Candelario is headed down to first. So David Bell is out talking things over now with Larry Vanover, the home plate umpire, to try to get some clarification on all this. The run has come home from third. Victor Reyes. And now Raisel Iglesias trying to get a little clarification on what's going on. Ron Gardenhire's coming out. And they're going to bring Reyes back in and run at third base. All right.
Well, I think time was called.
Right.
And David was trying to figure out, okay, was that a balk? I mean, what the heck is going on here?
So it was just a time call, that's it, on the pitch.
A very, very late time call, I might add.
Extremely. Wow, time was called when that pitch was on its way to the plate. Now the payoff. Swinging a foul. And that's why Tucker Barnhart was so upset. I mean, I think the ball had already left Iglesias' hand when time was called.
Now, I realize that Candelario probably called timeout. You could see his lips move before Iglesias made his move to the plate. But ultimately, it's right in the middle of the motion of Iglesias.
Again, the payoff. Swinging a pop-up. Shallow left. Out goes Suarez, but it's Akiyama to make the catch. The left fielder puts it away, and the inning is over, but damage done and a lot of it.
Tigers will bring their closer into the ball game now that this game has been tied. It'll be Joe Jimenez. He will pitch the top of the 7th inning. This will be I believe it's the 5th time that Jimenez has come into a ball game. Got 4 saves, a 2.25 ERA in his 4 innings pitched. But he is on to try to hold the fort here in the top of the 7th to give the Tigers a chance in the bottom of 7th.
Freddie Galvis will lead things off in the 7th. The pitch, and it's up and away. Ball 1 to Galvis. He's walked and struck out. Right-handed pitcher. Galvis, switch hitter up there, left-handed. Jimenez high hold the pitch, and there's a strike. Top of the zone, 1-1.
It's kind of how things normally work. A game that's ticketed for 7 innings, you play 9 or 10.
Yeah, why not?
But of course, in the 8th inning, there'll be a runner at second base if we get there to start the inning.
Galvis rips one, right center field, hit pretty well, and that is going to bounce and hit off the wall. Galvis racing around first, and he is into second, holding there with a leadoff double, and he smoked that, perfectly placed in the right center field alley. And it one-hopped high off that wall that is elevated in right center, and that's a 2-base hit to get things started for the Reds in the 7th.
I misspoke. We will start the Reds 7th with a runner at second base.
There you go.
Courtesy of that double.
Galvis corrected you there. So he's at second. Nobody out. Now see if the Reds can cash in. Tucker Barnhart's coming to the plate. Barnhart singled. A little looper into center field his first time up. He struck out looking his last at bat. And he hits here with Galvis at second, and they are really expecting him to bunt. C.J. Crone was way in on the grass. Now he'll back up the pitch. And Barnhart, no sign of a bunt, takes up and away. Ball 1. The third baseman, Candelario, also cheating in on the grass at third. Nico Goodrum right behind the bag at second. Scope in the hole on the right side. The stretch. Jimenez comes set. Big breath. And the 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. Barnhart threw a fastball over the outside corner. And the count is even. 1 ball, 1 strike. Jimenez through the signs with Romine. He's ready. There's 1-1. Swing and a miss. Another fastball over the outside edge, and Barnhart again swinging through it. And he's down a ball and 2 strikes. Jimenez gets the sign. He pitches. The 1-2 is fouled away. Another fastball. They've stayed away with that fastball to Tucker Barnhart in this at bat.
Well, if you're trying to pull the ball, and most left-handers in this situation are trying to pull the ball to the right side to move the runner from second to third, that hard pitch away makes it a little more difficult. And the first 2 pitches from Jimenez were elevated, and Barnhart was underneath.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Jimenez to the plate. Swing and a line drive to right, base hit. Galvis headed to third. He'll get the stop sign there from J.R. House as the throw comes back in. But Tucker Barnhart moves him up to third with a single to right, and the Reds have him at the corners with nobody out.
Second hit of the ball game for Tucker Barnhart, and he hit this baby right on the screws. He actually hit it too hard, because by the time Reyes got to the baseball, they had to hold Galvis at third base.
And the Reds are in business here against Jimenez. It's actually Travis DeMerit that's now playing right field for the Tigers. Shogo Akiyama at the plate. First ball swinging, fouls it away. Strike 1. Victor Reyes has moved from right to left field. Long look in for the sign. He's got it. The right-hander Jimenez sets the pitch. And Akiyama grounds it right side. And it'll get through for a base hit. Galvis will score. Barnhart's into second. And the Reds are back on top. It's 4-3. The infield was in tight, and Akiyama didn't hit it hard, but he got it enough on it to bleed it through the right side. 3 straight hits, beginning with Galvis's double to start off this Red 7th.
Looked like a changeup from Jimenez, and he definitely had Akiyama out in front, but as we have seen the back control of Akiyama, he was able to make contact and get it through the right side of the infield.
Strike called. First pitch breaking ball from Jimenez to Nick Castellanos. Castellanos with a great start to this game. Homers in his first 2 at-bats. The first one with a man aboard. It is his 7th career multi-homer game, but then a big error in the bottom of the 6th that led to 3 runs that allowed the Tigers to tie at 3 apiece, and now Castellanos fouls it away. But the Reds have reclaimed the lead in the top of the 7th. Right-handed pitcher, right-handed batter. Barnhart from second, Akiyama away from first. Jimenez, a high set, the 0-2 pitch. Ground ball, left side, scooped up by the third baseman. Candelario goes to scope at second for 1, around to first, and that's a double play. 5-4-3 with Barnhart ending up at third base. Now 2 outs.
He got Castellanos to chase a breaking ball that was down and away, rolled right over the top of it, and that was tailor-made.
Al Farmer will hit for the first time now. He came in defensively after Travis Jankowski ran for Moustakas in the 6th. Now the pitch, and Farmer, right-handed hitter, takes off the plate outside for ball 1. Farmer still looking for his first hit, playing in his 3rd game, but he's 0 for 5. He has struck out a couple of times. Jimenez comes set. He deals. Farmer swings and pops it up. Foul ground, right side. Over to have a look. It's Austin Romine, but he will run out of real estate. That ball's going to land on top of the Reds' first base dugout.
Romine had a little trouble getting towards the dugout. There were so many issues with the on-deck circle. There's bats and rosin and donuts and weights and everything else known to mankind out there. He got over that area and he almost slipped and fell.
It's a minefield over there in that on-deck circle, isn't it? 1 ball, 1 strike on Farmer. Runner at third, 2 outs, a run in. The pitch, high, 2-1. 3 straight hits open this 7th. Freddie Galvis led it off, belting a double that one-hopped the right center field wall. Tucker Barnhart, a base hit after that. Shogo Akiyama with the go-ahead single. Now the pitch. Farmer swings and hits a high fly ball to left. Playable for Reyes. In fact, he'll come in a step or 2 and make the catch, and the Reds are done. But a run on 3 hits and a man left, and we go to the bottom of the 7th. It's the Reds 4, Tigers 3 on the Cincinnati Bell Reds Radio Network. Reds have a 4-3 lead. Bottom of the 7th inning. I almost said bottom of the 9th. It may as well be. It's the bottom of the 7th. And it'll be Austin Romine to lead things off for the Tigers. Reds are up a run after getting 1 and a big one in the top of this inning. Raisel Iglesias back to work. The pitch is a strike. He started off Romine with a slider over the outside corner. It's 0-1. Seems to be working a lot more with that slider. We saw it in the final at bat to Candelario. He flew out to end the 6th. Now he uses back-to-back breaking balls to start off Romine, and he's quickly ahead as Raisel Iglesias, 0-2 on the Tiger catcher. Iglesias through the sign, steps back, winds, fires, and a swing and a miss. 97, top of the zone, and Romine is down on strikes. And that is a big first out in this bottom of the 7th inning.
There are times that I've seen Raisel Iglesias pitch that his breaking ball is literally untouchable. And you pair that with a 97-plus fastball from all different angles.
First pitch slider, ground ball right side, deflects off the first baseman, recover, throw to first. What a play, Iglesias. Boy, that deflected off of the first baseman to Kyle Farmer, who picked it up, threw, and then Iglesias had to dive toward right field to take the throw and kept his toe on the bag. What a play.
Highly athletic move, not only from Raisel Iglesias as he got to the bag and was able to keep his foot on the bag, but how about Kyle Farmer? On the ricochet, Farmer grabs the baseball bare hand and throws a bullet to Iglesias. That was a great play all the way around.
It'll go 3-4-1 on the out at first base. The Tigers are debating taking a look at this.
He was on the bag.
Yeah, he was. In fact, his foot didn't come off the bag until he had the ball, and then his foot slipped off the corner of the base. A perfect deflection from Van Meter. It went off of him. And then Kyle Farmer, as you mentioned, with the bare hand, just grabbed it. What a play. There's no doubt that Iglesias is on the corner of the bag. And the Tigers
as he caught the ball and fell forward, his foot slipped off. But when the ball went in the glove, his foot was on the bag, and that is an out.
Mm-hmm. 2 gone. Nico Goodrum will be the hitter. And the first pitch to Goodrum's a called strike over the outside corner, and it's 0-1. That outside edge has been pretty liberal all afternoon, and Iglesias the beneficiary of it to start this at bat to Goodrum. The 0-1. Swinging a foul, left side out of play, and now Iglesias has the Tigers down to their final strike. Reds trying to get their second win in their last 3 ball games. The pitch. Down and in. Slider to Goodrum, and he takes. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Reds trying to improve to 3-5 on the season. And if they're able to win this one, they'll be able to go for a series split. The pitch. Swing and a fastball down is fouled away to the left. They would be able to split the season series with the Tigers if they're able to win game 2, barring they hold on here in game 1. 4-3, Reds leading. Iglesias delivers the pitch. Swinging a pop foul out of play left side. Still 1 ball and 2 strikes on Nico Goodrum. 0 for 3 today. Pop to second, a strikeout looking, and a fly to left. Iglesias winds the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. That's it. Reds win it. Final score 4-3. They take down the Tigers. First game of this doubleheader at Comerica Park in Detroit. Raisel Iglesias will earn the win, and the Reds prevail. In doing so, they improve to 3-5 on the season. We'll be back and wrap it up right after this on the Cincinnati Bell Reds Radio Network.